Hi, I'm Dr. Cindy McManus. I'm the audiologist at Oracle Hearing, and I wanted to take a moment to welcome you to the family. We are thrilled that you have chosen us to help hear life's moments more clearly. You're joining over 100,000 other people who have a mild to moderate hearing loss who have chosen Oracle hearing aids for comfort and clarity. In just a few short days, your new Oracle hearing aids will be arriving on your doorstep from either our Tampa or Los Angeles warehouses. And with them, they bring three main benefits. Number one is clear conversation. No more saying huh and what all the time. Once you get used to these, conversations with your friends and family is going to be so much easier. Number two is discreet hearing. Oracle hearing aids were built with a feather-light design, so after a while, not even you are going to notice that you're wearing them. And number three is savings. You're going to be saving both time and money. Time because you don't have to go to multiple appointments for hearing tests and hearing aid fittings, and you've saved thousands of dollars by choosing Oracle hearing aids over prescription counterparts. So let's get to the fun part and see what's in the box. This is your Oracle Hearing 2.0. Slide it open. First, you've got a notice to remind you to take the stickers off the batteries. That's just there to make sure the battery is nice and fresh when you get the hearing aids. Number two is better hearing in 21 days. We know that it takes time to get used to hearing aids and hearing all those sounds again. So this is just a guide to get you started. Then we have our Let's Get Started guide, which is going to go over all the information that I'm giving to you right now. And then we have the Relearning Sound User's Guide. This goes into your hearing aids in more depth. It's going to give you some troubleshooting advice and answer questions. If you can't find it in here, you can always reach out to our customer service. Then you've got your hearing aids. You'll see this is the case, and we open it up, and you've got red and blue hearing aids. Red is for your right ear, blue is for your left. It also indicates R and L on the bottom. We're going to go over this in more detail later. In addition, you have domes or tips that go on the end of the hearing aid on this part that goes into your ear. It comes with a medium on, but we offer a variety of sizes, small, medium, and large, so you can change it out for what works best for your ears. And then you've got the charging cable. So the case is also a charging case. You can plug it in there and then plug the USB into any charging port you have at your home. So the nice thing is that the case holds a charge. So if you go away for a couple of days, you don't necessarily need to bring your charging and plug it in every night as long as the case is fully charged. All right, let's learn about the hearing aids. So using the hearing aids is easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, you're going to plug them in and charge them. We recommend about 2 hours before you start playing around with them, just to make sure they have a good full charge. Number 2 is picking this tip that's going to work right for your ear. And number 3 is really just putting them in your ear and playing around with them. So let's go through how to do all that. So once they're charged after a couple hours, you're going to take them out. Once you take it out, you'll see you've got the soft tip that goes into your ear, the red body, and then the faceplate. On the faceplate, you've got this cord that's going to help you pull it out of your ear. And you've got a button that's going to do 2 things. It's going to change the volume. It'll also change the program. So what I recommend is first put it in your ear with the tip that comes on it and make some decisions after that. To do that, like I said, I have the right hearing aid. I'm going to reach around with my left hand, pull up my right ear a little bit. That straightens out the ear canal, and insert this in your ear. So you might need to twist it a little bit because everybody's ear canals curve. I'm going to put it in with that cord towards the bottom. So you can see once it's in there, it's pretty much invisible. Nobody's going to notice it's there. So once it's in your ear, I want you to see if that's comfortable fit for you. If it feels like the hearing aid is staying in place, and make sure that you're not getting that feedback or the whistling that you often hear. When you take them out of the case, they are going to turn on automatically. There's a little bit of a delay so that it's not really loud as you're putting it in your ear and you're not getting feedback. Once it's in your ear, you can press that button. Just one quick press on the lower volumes. you're going to hear a low-pitched beep until it gets to the top, and the sound of the beep is going to become higher. You're going to hear a high-pitched beep that lets you know you're not going to get any louder than that. And the next time you press the button, it'll bring you back down to the softest level. In addition to volume control, that button also manages your programs. We have two programs on this. We have a general program and a restaurant program. And to change that, you're just going to do a double tap, and you're going to hear one beep for the regular general program and two beeps if you're in the restaurant program. Now, restaurant program is just a suggestion for a noisier situation, not only in restaurants. And actually, some people might find it the preferred program for everyday use, and that's fine. You can do what works best for you. So what we're looking for with the tips is it needs to be comfortable in your ear. You want it to be able to hold your ear, the hearing aid in your ear completely. And you want to make sure that it's got a nice seal so that you're not getting feedback or that whistling that you sometimes hear when people have hearing aids on. So at the end of the night, when you're done with your hearing aids, you're just going to pull on that string. I'm going to grab a Kleenex. And we're just going to wipe everything down with a nice dry cloth or a Kleenex. So the faceplate, the colored part, the body, and the tip, just to make sure that you get any wax, sweat, oil, debris, anything off of the hearing aids. Then you're going to take your brush and you're going to brush the tip to make sure that there's no wax or debris there. Then I also want you to brush the faceplate to make sure that we're brushing away anything from the microphone. Doing this every night is going to help your hearing aid last longer, and you're going to have a better quality of sound. So once you've got it clean, you're going to just set it back into the charging case. There are 3 lights on the case. When they're orange, it means they're charging. When it's green, that means they're fully charged. So you have one for your right hearing aid, one for the left, and one for the charging case. The nice thing is that this case, once it's fully charged, will provide you with 2 additional charges. So if you're going away for a couple days, you don't necessarily have to plug it in every night. So one of the major problems that people complain about is that their voice sounds weird when they put hearing aids on. I want you to know that's normal. When you put hearing aids on, you're hearing your voice differently because you're plugging your ears up a little bit with the hearing aids, and then you're also hearing your voice amplified. It takes time to get used to that. So if you're having problems, I would suggest bringing the volume down a little bit until you get used to your own voice, and practice talking. Read aloud, sing, whatever, talk to yourself just until you get used to what your voice is sounding like. The other complaint oftentimes is feedback. So if you're getting feedback or that whistling sound, try backing the volume down a little bit or changing programs. Those might help with any whistling that you might be having. What I want you to remember is that hearing aids do not make your hearing perfect all at once. They're not like glasses. With glasses, you put your glasses on and the world looks clear. Hearing aids are a little bit different. Your brain has gotten adjusted slowly over time to not hearing all the sounds around you, and we are suddenly giving them all back to you. So it will take time for your brain and you to get used to hearing all these sounds again. So you might want to create a listening schedule where you start with 2 hours a day in a quiet environment and gradually work your way up to wearing your hearing aids all day long. That's why we give you the 21-day guide. But in reality, it's more likely to take 45 to 60 days to fully adjust to the hearing aids. Again, the more you use them, the quicker you're going to get adjusted. Now I want you to be watching your email for the tracking number as we send these out to you, and I wish you the best of luck as you play around with your new Oricle hearing aids.